Good morning, everybody. It's me, Coffee Stitcher. I I got up a little later than two this morning, so I meant to actually already have this done and going. Um, God, I look terrible. I really should stop doing these right after I wake up. Oh boy. So how has everybody's week been? Good. Are y'all more awake than I am? Good. Good. I stayed up a little bit later last night because I really wanted to get part of what I was doing finished. So I did. Um, so this is probably going to be another short video. However, just the threads should arrive on Tuesday according to USPS. Now, as we saw with books that went from California to Memphis and then sat in Dallas for over a week, USPS cannot always be trusted. My books did arrive. They're being held for another month. Not like held somewhere, like I have them, but I'm going to show them in a different month because I've decided I'm going to do theme months with the Oz stuff. So it's Storybook September. Next month will be Wicked Witch October, because of course. And we'll just sort of go from there. Doodle 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 do. That, and I'm waiting on the other one to come. Although one of those may actually get shown because it fits into the storybook category. Because I'm so freaking excited for that one. It was supposed to be here Thursday. So the second round didn't make it, but the first round did. Thankfully. So just the threads. And then Stitch Niche is having a sale. A 40% off sale. I'm going to go on Saturday. I will buy lots of fabric and floss, probably. Probably not much in the way of patterns. I'm really trying to not buy patterns unless it's part of a series I've already started. Like, I'll do the, if she's got the next cereal bowl from Plum Street. Although there is a Noah's Ark kit that I really want. Not kit, chart that I really want, but it may be gone by the time I get there. Who knows? We'll see. We'll kind of see what's there when I arrive on Saturday morning. I know several of y'all are planning to be there, so if you see me, say hello. And please don't be afraid to introduce yourself or feel bad if I don't immediately recognize you. But please feel free to say hello. I will be there. I'm probably going to be the only dude there, but that's okay. Unless Brian comes. Brian, you should come. Sale, 40% off. Anyhow, yeah, so Stitch Niche, 40% off sale. So if you haven't heard, and you live in the area, let's go. I'll be there Saturday. I'll be there when they open with my coffee. But I will leave it in my car, because as I evidenced on my second day of work at the bank, I am droppy. And I spilled coffee all over my keyboard. And now that area of the office always smells like coffee. Let's see. So there's that. Oh, I didn't mute anything. I should do that. Did I mute? There we go. So, and job is going well. I have a desk and a computer and an extension. I don't have my own account on the computer yet. That's waiting for Monday because we just ran out of time. But I have my own computer and my own phone and my own extension. Anyhow, so, things. Right, this I actually got a couple of weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to show. I got my first Dimensions kit. It is Balloon Glow. And I love it partially because I really like the houses in it. I really love the balloons. My mother really and truly only spent 4 years in Albuquerque, but she considers Albuquerque home. She was born and raised here, moved to Albuquerque in like about the 4th grade, came back around the 8th grade, and has lived here ever since. But Albuquerque is home. Not going to judge. So this kind of reminds me of Albuquerque and her. That's part of why also, for those of you who don't have me on Facebook, why I now own an American Girl doll. Because my mother is really big on American Girl dolls, and the newest one, Mary Ellen, was born the same year is from this year she was born. and it's a redhead, like my mother was. So there's a lot of like stuff there, and I know I now sound a little bit like I have an Oedipal complex, but I don't. Um, so yeah, so I liked this one. I've eyeballed it for a while. There's a Christmas one out there that I like as well. I'm not, as most of you know, I'm not wild about full coverage kits like this. Um, but I really like this one. So I don't know when I'll start it, but I have it. All right, so there's that. All right, so the only two things I've worked on, I didn't work any on Opera House. I took the kit out so I could show y'all last week, and now I don't know what I did with it, so it didn't get worked on this week. I did my next part of Scream House, the skeleton window. Oh, that was dumb, Garrett. That was dumb with a capital D. Right. I attached my needle minder to the other side. So I've got 3 panels done. And in case you don't recall, here is the synopsis of Skeleton Window, minus obviously the roof piece, because there's a roof part to this. Okay. The poor old skeleton was trying to strike a pose in his window when the swamp monster came sneaking up from behind and scared him to death. Again. The upstairs pumpkin always thinks this is a great trick. The upside-down bat is never impressed. And the ghosts have just started decorating this side of the house. The swamp monster kind of freaked me out to stitch. Not gonna lie. Made me very nervous. So next month will be the spooky tree panel. And then I get to do my 4 roof pieces. And I counted up the other day. I was like, oh, I've got 10 more months left. And I realized I've just done 3 months. There are 13 months to this stitch along. What could be more appropriate? So, I really enjoy it once I get the tedious parts out of the way. This next one is going to be a little more tedious, I think, simply because it's a lot of rows and such, but we'll see. And then once, after that, I go inside. Well, I'll do my roof pieces. But then once I kind of go inside, there's not really a lot left. Yeah, it's not a lot left. So it'll, I think, go much quicker than the last couple have. So, and then from there, I went back to Wipsy Daisies. And I need to fix the beehive, I realize now. So I got all of part 1 minus the actual interior of the center border finished. But I did do that. And it's funny, given how much I don't like borders, I really enjoy this border pattern. And then I went above it. So I got the rest of the alphabet, and I got the flower basket. And the flower basket, originally I was going to do ribbed spiderweb stitches. And I did one, and it just didn't look good. I was like, okay. And I liked how it kind of looked with this sort of eyelet star, which I don't know if that's an actual stitch. That's what I'm calling it. But I liked how it looked, so I left it. So I've got some swans to do over here, and then I'm going to do the rest of the border here, and then I'm going to come down, finish out the alphabet, the ladybugs, and the flowers, and then I'm leaving. I can probably pick up, because this is just a woven cable. I believe that's what it's called. That I can do pretty continuously. I think I'm going to have to come back and do the fly stitch. I'm going to try and pick it up where I left off, but if it looks bad, then I may have to wait and then just do it all at once. So we'll see. And I may actually end up repeating a specialty stitch. But I've already done that with the satin stitches, so that's kind of okay. But I have big plans for that centerpiece, so I'm going to wait and actually do the center section at the end. And I'm actually going to have a lot of leftover fabric. Apparently, I just miscounted how much I was supposed to come in. So obviously, I have more than enough for a border and framing. I think we got 3 full inches. Is that 2 inches? Oh, no, that's only 2 inches. That's still enough, because I won't want more than that much of a border around it. Because I don't tend to mat things. But I'm not going to want more than that. And I've definitely got enough material. So I'm just going to have some excess. But that's okay. I can use that for some of the smalls that were designed on it. Because I'm sure I can once I get it done, I'm sure Stitch Knit will be more than happy to trim and serge and make separate. So yeah, so I will work more on, I'm sitting on this book. I will work more on blue jeans. I'm going to try and get the swans done, and then if I'm lucky, I can get the alphabet done before Wednesday. And then I switch back over to octopus, because it's specialty stitch September, and octopus is buried, I think, at the moment, so it's just going to stay there. I'll work on octopus for a week, and then I don't know what I'll do. I'll have one more full week left. I may go back to my patchwork pin keep, because it does have satin stitches. Or I may do another week on blue jeans. And then we get into October, and with October, we've got another panel of Scream House, and I've got Poe, and I don't know what else. Poe I can probably knock out in about 2 weeks, and then I may just work on whatever the hell I want to. We'll see. I play fast and loose with the rules. Katie and I are working on the Stitch Mania, the Stitch Along themes for next year. We for sure are doing January. We're going to start 2 year-long Stitch Alongs. And I'm still finalizing sort of the Chatelaine is just going to be a start of Chatelaine on January 1st and go. No end date, etc. So it's much more our general casual, and I will be doing her newest one, the one based on the Lieberman Villa. But the other one we're going to do, and like I said, I'm still sort of finalizing how I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. There's several of us in the group that really like Brooke Nolan's designs of Brooke's books, as is evidenced by the fact that like, oh my god, look what Brooke did! Oh my god, look what Brooke did! Buying all this perforated paper. And that's one of the things I will be doing at Stitch Knit, is getting a lot of number 8 Kreinik. A lot. So we're going to do and as I've said, I'm planning to do one of the Oz characters every month next year. So, we're going to be doing a Brooks Books Stitch Along. Because so many of her designs are fabulous and small, you can finish them pretty quickly. They work pretty quick. Having done Dorothy and the 2 witches before, Dorothy took me, I think, 3 days, and each witch took about 3. They take about 3 to 4 days to do one. And I'm going to do some of her other things. So, and they're so fabulous. So the goal is going to be, and she's got a ton of freebies. She's got the Advent Calendar freebies. She's got those minions. She's just got a ton of really awesome things. And she also has those overstock lots. So you can get 10 to 12 charts for $25. And most of what she does uses DMC. There's a little bit of Kreinik, but she tries to reuse the same colors of Kreinik across series. And then Mill Hill beads. So you can kit one up fairly cheaply. So that's going to be the thing. We're going to do each month, start and finish something of Brooke. In my case, it's going to be the Oz ones. You could do whatever. And then at the end of the year, I don't know, maybe there'll be a prize. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, so early tentative plans for a official Stitch Mania Brooks Books Stitch Along. So, alright, so that said, time for the Oz storybook. This one's one of the more unusual ones, and it shows up somewhat often on eBay at wildly different prices. I paid, I think, $3 for mine, but I've seen it go for as much as like 25. Mine has some damage to the front, so I'm going to show you the back cover because they're identical. And this one, very 70s, as given by the scarecrow, or the lion's sweater and pants and sneakers, as well as several other things you'll see. This one, it's funny. It was published and distributed in New York, but it's got a distinctly British sort of flair to it. As well as, and I'll just kind of show you. It's retold by Anne Hope and illustrated by Belen Towan Ferrares. And if I'm reading my, I think this is 73, if I'm reading my Roman numerals correctly. Hang on, I probably should have looked this up first, but I don't always do things the way I should do them. That's what let's see, Roman numerals. Okay, so that's 50, 60, 70, 78. Okay, so I was wrong. I was misreading just a little. But being off by 5 years when you don't normally read Roman numerals, I'm gonna go say that I did pretty darn well with that. So this was 78, and it does look it. So here's Dorothy and her little dog, well, Dorothy, in a house with her aunt and uncle, and they're playing with a ball. And it's a very weird 70s carport house. And then here comes the classic tornado that takes her dog Bongo. And her to Oz. And so then she meets two just generic little men, and she asks how far from her hometown she is. And without asking any other questions or being anything, they're just like, oh, just follow the Elbrook Road to the Emerald City. The wizard will help you. Like, how far is it to my hometown? Ask the wizard. Okay, thanks for the preamble there, strange short men. So then she meets a scarecrow who needs some brains. Pretty standard. He's kind of cute. And then they meet the Tin Man, who's all rusty. And then here comes the lion, very chicly dressed. But he's all sad, because he has no courage. Good old Bongo. So then they get to the distinctly not green Emerald City and meet Merlin. I mean the wizard. And he's like, I know your wishes, but you've got to destroy the witch first. Pretty part and parcel. And he tells her to go and return with the golden shoes, and he will help them. So this brightly colored bird shows up and is like, hey, follow me to the witch. Because, you know, there's all these brightly colored birds. So then the witch is like, I'm the Wicked Witch. I will show you my castle. And Bongo's all like, hey, I don't like you, and goes to bite her, because that's what you do when you meet new people, apparently, and you're Bongo. And then the witch is like, ah, I'm gonna defend myself, and raises her staff, and so Dorothy, like, throws the water on her. It's like, wait a minute, your dog just attacked this woman, she's defending herself, she didn't do anything wrong here. Very rarely do I sympathize with the witch, but in this case, I think she got a raw deal. I'm not entirely sure that this witch is all that wicked. And of course she melts, leaving her golden high-top sneakers. And so Dorothy puts on the sneakers, because why the hell not? They go back to the wizard, and he uses a sword to make the lion brave, apparently. So, like, sword and cape, and I guess he's knighting him. Because, you know, Merlin has that power. Tin Man gets a heart. Tin Man gets a heart, Scarecrow gets his brains. Apparently, oh, it says brains, but it really just looks like the wizard's pouring milk on his head. Does a body good, I guess. And then he's like, and now, Dorothy, these golden shoes will take you home. And the Yellow Brick Road just sort of wanders over in the house where we can see Dorothy's house. Right. So she wears magic golden shoes and walks home. I don't even know. Part of me likes the originality of this, and part of me is incredibly frustrated by the originality of this, because it makes no sense. What, especially the bit with the witch. It really doesn't make sense. It was the 70s, everybody was high. I guess I need to just take that as what that is. Alright, so, there we have it. I don't know which storybook I'm going to do next week. I may go ahead and do, if that one comes in, the one that I really want to come in, because they're foreign. So, and I'm planning to do a month of my foreign editions. So I'm thinking that I may go ahead and pull that one because it is a storybook, even though it's technically foreign. If not, I will look through. I'm sure I've got another relatively interesting one. Oh, actually, I do. So, yeah. So there we go. I hope everyone's off to a great week. I'm going to work some more on Blue Jeans and Daisies, or Wipsy Daisies. Time to make some swans come to life. So, yeah. I hope everyone's well, and I will see you all soon.